It's 3 billion years before any of the Transformer movies, so you're getting a part of the lore, the mythology that no one's ever touched on, including in the TV show. And so you're really getting to see who Optimus was before he became Optimus and who Megatron was before he became Megatron. And so I think that's really interesting because we have such a clear picture of those two characters, but then when you meet them when they're younger and they're still becoming what they are, it really affects how you see them.
This cast is a dream cast. They are, all of them are they're so talented. I'm stating the obvious right now. They're so great, they're so funny, they're so, the way to improv is amazing. Chris, Tyree, Brian Tyree, Keegan, Scarlett, like everybody was able to bring a piece of themselves to the role, which is what, as a director, that's what you're dying for.
I'm a huge fan from way back in the day, the original cartoon back in '84, from '84 to '87. I was a fan then, and I've been a fan ever since. And so to be a part of this franchise and to be part of the lore of this franchise is really an honor, an absolute honor. And I love being able to play Bumblebee, who's one of the most beloved characters in the stories. Yeah,
I don't think it really hit me that they wanted me to play such an iconic character like Megatron. I also just realized, I was like, oh man, here I am being able to play like one of the most notable villains of all time, but to actually play him before he becomes Megatron was the biggest catch for me. Like, to really find out how he became who he is. I'm always fascinated with villains because I'm like, villains don't ever start that way. Villains are made, you know what I mean? And so I always wanted to really get down to the knit and grit of what made Megatron how he is. And so I also wanted to make sure that I gave him enough heart too, because like, I hate when they already make villains like you should hate them, you should be against them. I was like, no, I want people to really feel for him and really like understand him and relate to him. And that was just it was the easiest choice to make, to just do that, because like the way that it's written by Josh, our director, you really get to the core of who Megatron is, like where he started.
Lorenzo Bonaventura had reached out to me and suggested, or offered the character to me, and I was really nervous for all the obvious reasons. What Peter Cullen had done with the characters become so iconic and incredible. But I was thankful that it wasn't about mimicking that. It was an opportunity to do something different, and this was not the all-knowing, powerful, godlike figure that Optimus Prime is, and that we've grown to love. This was the youthful version before he had it all figured out, and there was a sort of a cockiness and an enthusiasm and a sense of humour, and there's a different sort of a spontaneity to the character, much more sort of youthful, lively version. And I think myself and all the cast really lent into that. So there's a great sense of fun to it, and it being an origin story, we get to see something very different about all the characters and these two individuals who begin as friends and end up as enemies. It's quite a sort of complex but fun thing to play with.